Cancer. This is the past, present, and contemplation spread. So if you're curious for the card placements in this particular spread, you can check the description box below. Oof. It also mentions both decks being used because there are 2 decks in here. This particular deck only has the 22 major arcana because its intention is to get the overall energy for your past, your present, and your contemplation. Man, this sun card today just keeps popping up. Out of both decks, by the way, not just the one. So you have the sun in the inverse, the hanged man in the inverse, and the emperor. That's interesting. Ace of Pentacles in the upright, Queen of Wands in the inverse. The Judgment. The Ace of Cups in the inverse, the Emperor, and the 10 of Pentacles. You have the Emperor clarifying the Emperor, which is crazy because I did a read earlier where the Moon in the inverse clarified the Moon in the inverse. Who was that for? I don't recall. That's interesting though. So the nice part about it is moving into the future, you feel like you are, let's refrain from using the word future. I don't like to call this the future part of the spread. I like to call it contemplation. Because if you do read the description below, this is your past energy that is affecting you currently. This is your present energy. This is the only thing that you have the power to change, right? Or not the power to change. This is the only part that is malleable to you right now. This is where changes need to be made. And then I don't like to call this the future. I like to call this the contemplation because it could be what's coming towards you. It could also be where you're going. And if you make changes in the present, you can adjust this outcome. However, I wouldn't mess with the present too much if I were you, because it looks to me like what's coming towards you or what you're going towards in this moment of contemplation is you feeling very much in your power and you actually being able to recognize and manage all of your resources to the point of fulfillment. So it's weird for me to start here and move backward, but let's find out how we got here, okay? So looking at your past, something didn't go exactly the way you planned, but you made the best of the situation anyway. You expected the sun to come up a particular way at a particular time, and maybe it just happened to be cloudy that day. Or maybe the sun set way before you intended it to on a specific thing in your life. This is about a change in that either illuminated something or turned the lights out on something that was supposed to be a particular way, and then all of a sudden, boom, like that, it changed. But it looked like you still had the potential to adjust your resources in the way that you wanted to. The Queen of Wands in the inverse, I sometimes read as a performer or a politician. So it's almost like you had this particular plan, okay? And it didn't go the way you wanted it to go, but you all of a sudden went, you know what? I'm just going to make the split decision and go with it anyway. And the thing is you didn't plan it out to every meticulous detail. You just kind of looked at the bigger picture and you said, instead of saying, I'm a sailor, so I'm going to make a reference to navigation. Instead of saying, I'm going to go 60 degrees on the compass, you were like, oh, I'm just going to go kind of northeastish. You know what I mean? Or I'm just going to amble in this direction here because I know I want to be somewhere over here, but I'm not going to pick a specific point because I'm expecting other things to mess with me. I'm expecting other complications on down the road. So now we go into the current energy, and this is what is malleable to you right now. You decided not to adjust your perspective too much. You decided to, what's the word I'm looking for? It feels like constantly shifting your perspective is sacrificing a piece of yourself to yourself. So you decided to get a different mindset than what you were used to and just to go with it. So instead of saying, let's change this, and this, you were kind of like, well, let's recognize the fact that there's going to be other issues. So you took a very open mindset to this new change in your life. And other people looked at you like, who is this person? What is going on? And it kills you a little bit inside to do this and to be in the position that you're in. But there's also a liberating effect to it that you feel coming on in the future. It's almost like because you didn't plan everything to the meticulous detail, you feel like you won't let yourself down if something goes wrong because you literally just threw a few things up in the air. And it has this liberating effect on your near future. So let's see what else we got. Yeah, see, by passing up a good solid plan, you didn't put yourself in a sense of not living up to your own expectations and your own fulfillment. And for the first time in a long time, there's this huge freedom of choice that's making you feel good. And that's why this Emperor energy is so strong here. You feel like, well, if I didn't set these super high expectations for myself, then I can't let myself down. And if I allow for a few bumps in the road and a few changes, and if I approach this with an open mind, I will eventually be able to put the pieces together and put together a plan that works and makes me utilize my resources in the way that I want to utilize my resources to give myself a sense of stability and happiness. Cancer, this is a really good read for you because I think in the past couple reads we talked about not having to control everything, about kind of letting some things go. And this kind of feels like it's coming into fruition that you did let some things go. And it seems like right around the bend, you're going to start to see the benefits of these actions. So I really hope you found a message that serves your highest good, and I will see you next time.